was a hell of the end of the second period, wasn't it? Did we watch the same game tonight? The Canes FanDuel feed went out due to technical difficulties for the last 2 minutes of the second period. Of course we did. You see, what happened was... You must have fallen asleep there. Did FanDuel just take over production of this fan reaction video?
You ever just want to get down on one knee and thank the hockey gods upstairs that throw Forsberg as a Nashville Predator?
Hey everybody, it's Jersey Guy.
Hold my beer.
Are you sure you want me here? Hat trick watch anybody? Is it maybe somewhere that we owe a massive debt to the hockey gods?
Again and again and again.
Feeling like a kid again, Johnny. Is happening? Is this happening? Is this happening? This isn't an ad for some dang cookie. I want a piece of that action. Well, you don't have to tell me twice.
What do you have to tell me that is going to make me feel positive? And
maybe the Titans won't let us down on Thursday. Let's walk it off! Okay, on with Johnny's reaction video.
Redemption take you home.
Everybody's hands go up, way up begrudgingly. No. I'm happy as the Nashville Predators defeat the Carolina Hurricanes by a final score of 3-1 Tuesday night in Raleigh, North Carolina, inside of Lenovo Center. 16 shots on goal, no problem. When you get a 2-goal performance by a young kid that has so much promise yet to give to this team, and a 34-save performance by you. Preds on a short 1-game jaunt to the East Coast to play the Hurricanes before returning home on Thursday to play the Blues once again. Canes with some early chances to maybe get into the Preds' head and get control of this game, but wouldn't you know it, the Preds get the first power play. After Dmitry Orlov got tagged for high-sticking former Cane Michael Bunting, the Preds are passing around in the Canes zone, and Brady Shea gets it over to Kiefer Fellows on a one-timer, and at first the save is made by the Canes goalie, but guess who's right there in front, because he sees a juicy rebound and says, hey, I want to remind my former team what they could have had. Michael Bunting picks up the dirty garbage and buries it in the Canes net. The Preds grab the early 1-0 lead. Brady Shea gets a standing ovation at the first TV timeout, as it's his first game back in Raleigh since signing with the Preds in the offseason. Nice ovation for the former Hurricane. The period continues. Hurricanes building up a good shot total, which we'll address later on in the game. Canes' best chance of tying it up in that opening frame was just over 7 minutes in when Roslovic is set up, but his shot just tips wide of Saros. Canes keep the pedal to the metal, much to the Preds' chagrin, but they can't do anything with their chances, and the Preds get out of that first period with the all-important 1-0 lead. Canes' best period overall, honestly, I would say, is the second period, and they came close to tying it early, but Saros was up to the task. Saros might have been like, guys, I think I'm going to need a little breathing room. Well, guess what? Kid decided to step up and say, hey, Hughes, I got you. Just about 4 minutes into the period, Preds on a break out of their zone. Forsberg sets up the kid, Luke Evangelista, who goes in on a break. Kochev comes out to try and intimidate the kid, but you know what? Luke just says, hey, let me just wrap around and wrap this home and bury it, and the Preds get an all-important little bit of breathing room, up 2-0 on the Canes. That segment of the fan base that I consider myself to be a part of gets a little concerned about the tank with the Preds being up 2-0, but then Michael McCarron decides to take a cross-checking penalty, allowing the Canes to go on the power play, and for some reason the Preds defense then allows Taylor Hall to get a breakaway, get by him, and he is able to beat Saros, cutting the Preds lead down to 2-1. 2 minutes later, after McCarron's infraction, Spencer Stastny says, hey, let me try and take a penalty and see if we'll allow the Canes to tie it. But the Preds penalty killers play a lot better and they kill it off. Fast forward to the last quarter of the second period, Canes massively outshooting the Preds. The final total in the second period would be 16-2. Amazingly, Saros only allowed one goal in that period from all of the Canes' pressure. Time ticks down, or so I'm led to believe, because the final 2 minutes of the period I missed. I got stuck watching the FanDuel Carolina Hurricanes feed. And as it turns out, from all my Preds friends who told me, the FanDuel Preds feed went down too. Great network you got there. Great network after switching from Fox Sports to Bowie's and now to FanDuel, that we can just miss entire portions of the key moments in that game. Preds, you gotta get your own network like other teams have figured out. Fortunately, we didn't miss any offense from either team, and the Preds escaped the second period after 40 minutes up 2-1. 4 minutes into the third period, good reminder to keep your stick down, because on a follow-through, Chatfield of the Hurricanes being completely careless, high sticks Michael Bunting, the refs correctly call him for it, and Bunting gets shaken up. Probably many of us Preds fans were worried that he was injured, but he was just a little shaken up. He would go off to be checked out, but he would be okay, thank God. Preds unfortunately don't cash in on Chatfield's brain fart, and there's still about 13 and a half minutes left for the Canes to help along the Preds tank effort. Under 10 minutes left to go in regulation, Preds still barely leading by 1, only registering something like 12 shots on goal to that period. That's got to be a near franchise record for shots on goal in a game that they might win and then eventually do win. While on the other side to this point, the Canes had 30 shots on net. And just over 7 minutes left to go in regulation, Preds, with some pressure, Preds will get some insurance to get some breathing room. Preds in the Canes zone. The factor, Ryan O'Reilly, back to Mark Delgado, who takes a shot, gets on net, past Kochetkov, and it's tipped in by Luke Evangelista, his second of the game. And the Preds get that insurance goal, some room to breathe after being massively outshot, now up 3-1. Just over 3 minutes left to go in regulation, Rod Brind'amour decides to pull his goalie for the extra attacker, as he has to get not one but 2 goals to tie this game up and try to get somewhat of a win out of this game. Time is ticking away. Canes can't get 1 goal or 2 to tie it, but the Preds also can't get an insurance goal. The Preds' best chance was just across center ice on their side, Justin Barron shooting it down, and it hits one post and then the other. Carolina's Gosh Despair pulls down Phil Forsberg just inside the neutral zone when he would have had a sure chance at an empty netter. If it was in the Canes zone, it would have been declared an automatic goal, but in the neutral zone, that's up for grabs. So the Preds are on a power play to kill off this game. Preds, some way, somehow, thanks in large part to Luke Evangelista and a stellar Superman performance by UC Soros, beat the Carolina Hurricanes by a final of 3-1. Well, wouldn't you know it, the second time in 3 games, the Preds delay the tank and get a win. Now, yes, I was a little frustrated earlier on in this game when the Preds were beating the Canes and the Canes didn't appear to be putting more effort into it. But yes, I got reminded by a few friends on social media that this was a good thing for the team moving forward, because it wasn't as if it was Ryan O'Reilly or Mark Giroux or Stamkos getting all 3 of the goals. No, it was the young guys, good pieces for the future in Michael Bunting and Luke Evangelista contributing to the offense. Guys you want to see step up in secondary efforts to help this team with their success. Those 2 need all the confidence in the world going into next season. And you can never not be happy enough for UC Soros. With this win, that is 200 for his career. Congratulations, UC. Well, now with 11 games left to go in the season, the Preds go back home to face the St. Louis Blues for the last time this season. Are they going to be a doormat and let the St. Louis Blues sweep them? Or are they going to cause a speed bump on the Blues' attempt to try and reach the playoffs this year? Oh, and don't look now, but the Preds haven't lost in Raleigh, Carolina in 3 years. Do you guys remember when for the longest time the Preds could never win in Carolina? And they do it in dramatic fashion. 2 years ago, it was UC Soros' 64 save performance in Raleigh. Last year, it was the shootout at the Carolina Hurricanes, I can't remember what the sponsorship may have been at the time, arena, where Forsberg, who was on a heater at the time, got the overtime winner. And then you've got this game with such a low shot total, and the Preds somehow to get 2 points and get the W. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media as always and interact with me during every Preds game by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And to wrap up this video, and you can't tell me I'm wrong, Preds Nation, with another win, yeah, I was wrong. The Preds aren't going to set a franchise record in least wins in franchise history in a season.